You may have moved on from your specific person, but your specific person hasn't moved on from you. They have been waiting here for you, and they're still waiting for you, just like everything else that you can manifest in your reality. Because remember, whatever you're manifesting and whatever you're desiring is manifesting and desiring you right back. And in order to see this in our reality, we just have to do something that most people forget about. And that is to remember that what we do in small things, we do in literally everything. Everything you do, every state you're in, every feeling, every assumption, every thought has an impact on everything else because your state is always reflecting outside of you. So let me ask you this question. If you aren't receiving the results that you want from your specific person, are you constantly picking and choosing to be the version of yourself that is already in your end state? Or do you find yourself slipping out of that when no one is watching? And I'll give you an example of this. Let's say that throughout the day, you're living and experiencing and acting as the individual that already has your specific person. You're acting as the version of yourself that your specific person finds irresistible. You're doing your techniques, your affirmations, you're imagining the end. But then once you get with your friends, you start complaining about being single. What kind of effect do you think that is going to have on your mind and your assumptions? Your mind is going to get very confused and you're going to end up in something called a mixed neuro association because in your imagination, you're imagining or thinking of the end of already being with your specific person, but you're acting in a different way. And your physiology can have a huge impact on your assumptions. Basically, your mind is thinking, well, I thought we were in our end state, but we wouldn't be complaining about being single if we were already married to our specific person. So what's going on here? And this goes into another idea that I've talked about on this channel a couple times called priming, where basically what you do and even the small things are having a larger impact that we might not even be aware of. But remember, if we can constantly pick and choose whatever state and whatever assumption that we're in, and that's going to reflect, why would we not always choose the state that we want to act from? Why would we not always be exhibiting or acting as the individual that already has their specific person? Because that's going to be the quickest way to manifest your specific person in the perfect marriage, in the perfect relationship, literally whatever you want. Because if you want your specific person, as soon as you begin to act completely as that individual and completely let go of that old self, you're going to see them show up for you. It's kind of like Neville Goddard's idea when he says you can't put new wine into old bottles or new patches on old garments. You have to totally reinvent and change yourself into this new individual and no longer have any attachment to that previous sense of self. Or more basically, we have to lose this feeling that we're single and step into the state of already being in that relationship. Because really, your specific person isn't going anywhere. They're constantly waiting along with everything else that you can manifest because you already have all of your manifestations alive within you at this very moment. And let me give you a little metaphor that you can think about in your day-to-day life that's going to help you sustain the feeling of living in the end really easily. So I want to ask you a few simple questions. If all of your organs in your body are healthy, do you think as if you would feel healthy? And your answer is obviously going to be yes. But what if none of your body was healthy, so all of your organs were unhealthy? Do you think you still would feel healthy? And the answer is obviously no. But what if all of your organs were healthy except one? Do you think you would still feel healthy? Now, this is a harder question because if your heart has a hard time pumping blood to the rest of your body, but you have a healthy brain, you have healthy lungs, you have a healthy liver, all of that doesn't matter because your heart is unhealthy. You would just feel sick in your day-to-day activities, and manifestation is the exact same. If you spend all this time in your affirmations and visualizations, acting and feeling as if you're already with your specific person, but then immediately act in the opposite, that's like the organ that's unhealthy, and thus everything else begins to align more with that unhealthy state. But what you can do is change all of that right now, because I don't want this to give you the idea that you have to be perfect when you're manifesting, because you absolutely don't. You can have thoughts that go against it, you can feel negative, you can even feel depressed from time to time, because it is your assumptions that are going to manifest. But remember, your beliefs give rise to your thoughts, and your thoughts give rise to your actions. So if you are acting against the idea that we desire, then you're gonna have a hard time remaining in that state. Keep in mind, your life is something you design. You are manifesting literally everything that is happening around you. Everything isn't just happening to you, it's happening for you. So why would your relationship or love be any different? So basically, what I want you to think about is, are there any thoughts, actions, or states that are not serving you right now? And if they aren't, completely get rid of them and act in the state that you desire, because it's just as easy to act from the state that already has your specific person as to act from the state that is single. And just to show you that this is not something that has to be difficult, this is not a state that you have to sustain for massive periods of time. If you fully go through it, if you actually align all of your thoughts, beliefs, and actions with your end state, you can manifest really quickly, just like this person did. This is a DM someone sent me on Instagram, and they wrote, "Oh my God, Kyle, I did the 5-day manifestation workshop and manifested a conversation with my ex within 1 day." So they're on day 1 because there's 5 days of that workshop after 2 weeks of no contact. And on day 1, I just begin with very basic ideas aligning us with our end state, and they were able to manifest and change their entire reality just with that single day. So when I tell you that it is very powerful to align everything with your end state and not to act against it, by doing this yourself, you are going to experience and live the same exact results. And again, I really want to point out, this doesn't mean that you have to be perfect. Negative thoughts don't manifest, and you could never mess up your manifestation. No matter what you're doing, your specific person is going to be waiting patiently for you, as well as all of your other manifestations that you want. So take your time, take as much time as you want, but know you have the choice to live that reality right here and right now. If you do have any questions on this, make sure to comment them in the comment section below. And remember, you can also reach out to me on my website at kyleaugustcoaching.com. Thank you so much for stopping by today, and I'll see you in my next video.